What I was actually thinking about leading into this is the paradox of choice, which is just a consumer study. Like it originally, I don't think it was supposed to be anything too crazy, but it's really caught on in like pop psychology. And it's the simple idea that if a human being is faced with too many options, no matter what they choose, they're always going to have that depression, like that feeling that they could have made a better choice. And I think intuition straight away is a way to short circuit that, because with the paradox of choice, because we know that we're always going to have that feeling that we could have made a better choice. If we've got like 10 different types of bread to choose from at Woolworths, at the supermarket, and we choose the one that we think is the best, we're always going to be wondering, like, was that the best bread to get? Like, did I get the best deal? Is this the yummiest bread? Like, all these like variables and factors, and we waste so much mental energy just like on on these choices that we've already made. Whereas intuition, there's none of that. It's just, oh, that one calls to me, I'll have that. And everything else is kind of like, just, you don't even see it. It's just like, you just go where you feel. So so what you're doing essentially, if you're trusting your intuition with a lot of your choices in your day-to-day life, is you're not wasting that energy making decisions. It's almost, yeah, it is almost as if you do not have to make decisions. So every time we're faced with a decision and there's too many choices, it actually takes a lot of mental energy to like figure out what the best option is. But what if, like, just for a second, we considered the possibility that most choices, the options, like the possibilities aren't different enough that it's really going to have a substantial impact on the rest of our life, or even the rest of our day, or even the rest of that hour. So instead of like worrying so much about like whether we're making the right choice, just fucking don't even make a choice. Like, just go with the first thing that you feel. And of course, in the rational argument, following your intuition all the time, especially when you're not familiar with it and you're just starting out, your intuition's going to make a lot of stupid choices. It's gonna pick things that are just fucking dumb. Like, if you just run into the shops and you're looking for like some kind of item and you just grab the first thing that calls to you, you need a cleaning product and you just like grab the first thing that you see, which is not intuition really. If you're not following those gut feelings, you're just like even if you just did everything at random, like it was completely random, and you weren't even having any kind of sensation or feeling or calling or like emotional reaction to like the colors of the packaging or like any kind of shit was going on, and you just rolled a dice for every decision, you'd still be more efficient, and the efficiency will add up, because if you're not spending all of that emotional energy and that mental energy on decisions, you're free to use it for everything else that you need to do. So even in a video journal like this, just following my intuition, just like whatever I feel like talking about, whatever's coming out of my mouth, like I don't stress about whether that was the best thing to talk about. It's just like, yeah, it is what it is. And the more you can get into a place where you don't care what you didn't do in place of what you did do, I guess. I'm finding it hard to find the right words and articulate it, but that's okay. Playing around with it will give myself more time when I watch this back when I'm 60, and give anybody in the audience on YouTube who's watching it more time to have their own insights and like draw their own conclusions. Intuition. it saves time. That's the big thing. It's efficient. That's really what I want you to take away from this. If you don't care, it's efficient. It's an efficient choice making mechanism to just go with your gut. In the present moment, when I have to make a decision, if I choose based on like just whatever I feel, like, and I don't need to like think about why I feel like drawn to this particular thing or that particular thing. No thought, just that feels right, do that. That's already saving you time, it's saving you energy, but it saves you energy and time again, and on a whole other level, like a higher magnitude, like 10 times more time or 100 times more time, maybe even 1,000 times more time and energy after you've made the choice, because you're not thinking about the other possibilities. You're not wasting time and energy thinking about whether you made the right choice, and you're not contemplating what your life might be like or what the present moment might be like if you had that loaf of bread instead of this loaf of bread. Or bread seems really insignificant, but I guarantee you people think about stuff like that. Even if it's like a new camera that I might buy and I just like go with my gut, that a camera's pretty important to me, like, or a new phone, and I just go, yeah, that one feels right, and I buy it. And there were like all these other cameras on the market. I might not even look at all the other cameras on the market, and that might sound crazy to some people. Or as you develop your intuition further, I suppose, you develop new ways to make decisions. So like you sort of outsource that kind of stuff, and you just go to your buddy like, what are the best cameras right now, and he'll give you like 3 choices, and that already narrows it down enough that even without your intuition that'll be fine, and you just go for the one that feels right. And I don't know, it's all about like narrowing down everything, because our brains aren't designed for complexity. We like to think that we're all so smart, and you'll read all these books by all these like all these books that you can read about how to run a business really well, and like how to like do everything that you can ever imagine. There's a book for it, and it'll sound so complicated and complex, and like they know all these things, and it's written almost as if like you must figure all this out so that you can do whatever the thing is that you want to do really well. But that's all the stuff that they learned from just following their own intuition and like just going on the journey and just trusting that everything would unfold as it should. And the best thing about like not overthinking life and just following intuition, and we could be using different language as well, but intuition is just the word for today. Yeah, the best thing about it is like all of the fuck ups that it does make when you trust your gut and something stupid happens. That's when you learn the best lessons anyway. So you will, the argument that I suppose the ego would come up with when you say stop thinking about what to choose and just trust your gut, like trust your intuition, trust your feelings and emotions. The ego would be like, no, fuck that. I can't trust my emotions to guide me on my journey. Like it's going to make all the worst choices. Good. That's what you're going to learn. Heaps of really fucking valuable lessons if you fuck everything up. That's another like counterintuitive part of life. Like you don't want everything to go really well. And that's another thing that intuition will liberate you from, because in the process of using your intuition, you will begin to see for yourself that you can't fuck it up. Like you won't have that desire and that neurotic need to control everything and try to figure out the best way to do X, Y, and Z and the best product to use and all this crap. Like you'll stop caring and you'll just start playing with life. So this is my little attempt to sell intuition. And the reason I'm doing this is a little bit of an experiment, and also because I'm tired. I've just been like flat out, non-stop, recreating like a whole new reality for myself, and securing my future, and handing in assessments, and like trying to like just maintain an incredible amount of complexity. And I guess this is one of like a really valuable insight that I've had. So this is why I'm zeroing in on this intuition thing, because I actually said this morning, like to somebody, like I was explaining it to them, like how it's possible to live this way. It's not because I'm a genius and I can like keep track of a billion things at once. It's because I literally don't keep track of anything. I have my habits, I have my routines, and I've been programming myself to do things a certain way, and now I'm adding in like the highest degree of complexity that I have ever imagined, and it's still going to be done without a lot of choice making. It's still going to be a lot of intuition. I just am going to show up at my new job on Friday, and I'm going to trust my intuition to guide me through that process. And I'll make a bunch of mistakes, and I'll do a bunch of incredible things too, and I'll mix together with this new group of people and all these amazing artists, and they will influence me, and I'm just completely okay with that. I'm not trying to control anything. I'm not trying to make the right choice. I'm not trying to say the right thing. I'm not trying to like please anybody. I'm just there to learn. And it's also an environment where I'm able to do that, so that's going to be sick.